Hey there, in this video we will be going through 5 transactions. Let's dive right into them. So the first transaction that we have here is that the owner contributed a vehicle worth 50,000. So we know that for the accounting equation, these 4 steps that we have to follow, which is to first read the question carefully and make sure that we know what is required of us to do. The second one is to identify which accounts are affected. Third one is that we have to identify, is this an asset, liability, or owner's equity? And the fourth one is to make sure that our assets are equal to our owner's equity plus our liabilities. So our first step is to read the questions carefully, right? In this activity, the instructions given to us is that we must only record the amounts. So this is a clear instruction that we mustn't record the accounts affected, neither if it's debit or credit. Let's do the first one. So as I said, that the owner contributed a vehicle with 50,000. We know that when the owner contributes toward the business, that it is capital, and we know under what capital falls. We know that capital is your owner's equity. That means that our capital will increase by 50,000, and our assets will also increase because a vehicle falls under assets. A vehicle is your non-current asset. So our assets will also increase with 50,000. Now we'll be going on to our second transaction, which is that the business bought goods worth 6,000 rand. We know when the business buys something that money is going out of the business, meaning that the bank of the business will decrease, and we know that bank is a current asset. So this means that our bank will decrease by 6,000, and our bank will decrease by 6,000, and our assets will also increase by 6,000 because the business bought goods. So goods is inventory, meaning that the inventory of the business increases. So your assets will increase also with 6,000. Now we go to the third transaction, which is that the debtor settles account for 15,000. So we know that our debtor is an asset, and when they pay us, the debt becomes less, which means that your assets, which is your debtor, will decrease by 15,000. And your assets will also increase by 15,000. The reason why your assets increase by 15,000 is because the debtor settles the account, meaning that the business receives money from the debtor, and the bank account of the business will therefore increase. Now we'll be going to our fourth transaction, where the business received a loan with 20,000. So we know that a loan is a liability. It's a non-current liability, and therefore it will increase because your liabilities increase as you receive a loan. So your liabilities will increase by 20,000, and your bank will also increase by 20,000 because you receive the money in your bank account. Now we'll be looking at the last transaction, which is your rent received, which is 5,000. So we know that when we receive money, it means that the bank account of the business will increase, which is an asset. So your assets will increase by 5,000 rand, as well as your rent income. And you know that your rent income is owner's equity, it's an income. so that will also increase by 5,000. And one thing that you must always remember is that your income increases your owner's equity and your expenses decrease your owner's equity. So we know that the final step that we have to do to ensure that what we did is correct is to add up all these amounts, and what I got for my assets was 75,000 for my assets, and for my owner's equity I got 55,000, and then for my liabilities it's 20,000, meaning that my equation balances and that I did not make any mistake. And that's all for this video.